Hi guys, Amber here for Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, September 15th, 2015. Apologies that I did not make a video last week. I wasn't feeling really well. I got a sinus infection at the beginning of last week, and Tuesday was actually the worst day of it. I was sneezing, coughing, and to make matters worse, I was actually on a day trip, which kind of was miserable for me, but it takes a lot to actually keep me home, so it wasn't that bad. I told you guys, I think, that my mom and I were going on a day trip up to this little town called Galena, which is about 3 hours north of me. So we drove up there, and there were a couple shops I was really interested in looking at. One was a yarn shop, but I knew going up there that I probably wouldn't buy anything from the yarn shop, because as much as I love going to them and looking around and petting all the yarn and everything, I can't really afford to buy enough yarn to make any project with the yarns that they sell. So I just usually go in and look at all the pretty colors and then walk out. And that's exactly what happened. One of the other shops I was really eager to look at was the fabric shop that they had up there, which, in all honesty, turned out to be a bit of a bust, because we went in there and it was more of a sewing machine shop than an actual fabric shop, which means their store name was a bit misleading. But I did find a couple of fat quarters that I really liked. Found this, which is brown and red, kind of mosaic. This, and it's hard to see the colors in this, but it really has a lot of orange and rusty tones to it. And this is the same thing, but in green. So I went up to pay for my items, and I was talking to the lady and telling her that I was a paper piecer, and she had a bit of a ageism for quilting, because she I don't know if ageism is the word I want, but she seemed to think I was a bit young to pick out fabrics, because she told me they had this deal where if I bought a fourth fat quarter, keep in mind I have 3, that I could get a 5th one free, and what's another $3, right? So I went back to look at the fat quarters, and they had these 2, which were kind of in the same line, orange and the brown, and so I picked them out. And the lady starts giving me unsolicited advice about, oh yeah, those will go together. And it wasn't just the friendly, oh, you've picked a couple of good ones. It was the, you don't know how to pick fabric kind of voice. And even though I was still polite to her and everything, it just kind of really turned me off, because I do know what I'm doing most of the time. And it doesn't matter if they go together or not, because I don't have to use them all together. So, but I bought those, and the rest of the trip, it was nice because my mom and I got to spend a lot of time together, but a lot of the shops that were there were either not to our taste, or just, there were like 5 gourmet kitchen shops, which, I love kitchen stuff. I love playing with stuff and buying stuff and everything, but after the 3rd one, they're all kind of the same thing. So, we came back home, and so we had a good time, but we have agreed that we don't need to go back. So I did do some other shopping over the last couple of weeks. I went to Joann's, and I was looking for something else, and I just happened to see this, which, as you guys may remember, I have picked up several in this line of fabric, and I actually thought this was a silver that I thought I had and I didn't have and everything, but it's not. It's a silver, but it's got gold sparkle in it rather than silver sparkle like the original one. So as I was looking at that, I also found this gold, which is another new color, because they had a yellow and they had a pale sherbet orange, but this is definitely gold. Then they had this, which I think they called red, but there's no way this is red. This is a dark orange. It's just too orange to be red. One of the other things I picked up in the last couple weeks is picked up some Doctor Who fabric. Joann's had a bunch of new ones in, and I have a person that I need to make a gift for, and I will see in a couple weeks, so I got a yard of that. What else? I am behind on videos. I need to watch them, so I will probably be doing that in the next couple days. So if you get some comments about stuff that's from a couple weeks ago, yeah, it's me catching up. I did actually do a lot of sewing. I got, I want to say 8 blocks done on a project that I'm working on, which I can't show you guys right now because I don't know if the intended recipient of the project that I'm working on watches my videos. And so I can't show them on here. But I did do some fabric cutting, and I kind of cut up the last bit I had that I had pre-cut of this stuff, which is one of my favorite fabrics from Joann's, which I haven't seen lately. But last time I bought some, I bought like practically a whole bolt. But I needed 8 cuts of this to be comfortable, and I only have 7. I think the 7 will work, but it's a bit frustrating to me that I only have 7. I do have more of the fabric, so I'm not worried about it. It's just so there's that. I did actually this morning, as I was getting ready for work, watch Vicky Baggins' video. She received my swap. I hate to say it, but I didn't actually film anything of the swap pieces that I made, so I'm very glad she showed you everything that I sent. The bag that I made was actually a pattern I got from Shannon, who does the Rock Creek quilts. She's one who does all the long arm quilting for my quilts. She did the Harlequin tote bag pattern. It's, if you go on Sew Hooked and look up the Hogwarts bag tutorial, I think it's under, you can see how to make it. It's a really fun, it's a really easy bag. I really like making them. So that was a lot of fun. And I can't remember everything I sent. That's terrible. The stuff that I sent for the I haven't read the Allegiant. Is it the Allegiant? Divergent. I haven't read the Divergent trilogy. So I had to ask a few friends, something to make for that. That's why there was a fabric bookmark, because I had stuff for the other fandoms, but not that. And I guess the whole funny thing is I've actually met Veronica Robb. I had a book signed for her, but I had it signed for a friend, so their name was on it. So, I don't know if that's a big deal to people. I mean, I guess for some people it would be like me meeting J.K. Rowling. But I went to ALA a couple of years ago, which is the American Library Association conference, and I got to meet her, and I got to meet Tamara Pierce and Lois Lowry and maybe another author. But yeah, I got to meet Veronica Roth, and I have no photographic proof of it, and I have no signed book because I got it signed for a friend who I knew would appreciate it. So there's that. I think that's it for me. I can't remember that I had anything else to tell you guys. Progress grows on my Twilight quilt binding. I want to say about 3/4 of the way done. Maybe another couple hours sewing to get it done. I just haven't had the time. Other than that, I think that's about it. I still have a mess behind me that I need to clear up so that I can get this room rearranged, but that got put on hold while I was off simply because I was doing other things and recovering from the sinus infection. So there's that. So anyway, that's 10 minutes for me. So I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.